Fantastic Podcast! And with me this time is the one and only RPG Runeheart. Welcome to the show!
Thanks for having me on, Michelle.
This is really cool. I'm glad that we finally get to hang out. It's nice.
I know, right? I mean, we only once recorded with like Guapo and stuff to record Prop Hunt, and that was pretty much it. Besides that,
yeah, I wasn't able to really make a video out of it. Were you? Were you able to like?
Nah, not me really. I only had like scrap bits that I could use, but it wasn't a full length video.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, scrap bits. That's what I had too. There's a bunch of scrap.
Yeah.
Like the whole beginning was us just trying to figure out maps and stuff. So
exactly. Like it was just me recording my screen, just trying to figure out how the maps worked and stuff.
Yeah, that was. Well, we'll get it next time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you ready for 2018?
Somewhat not. I've still got so much to work on.
Well, we was talking about how we're so excited about the games that are coming out for 2018, which I think
That's right.
is fabulous. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's so many new games coming out next year. It's amazing, and they've accomplished so much this year, and I'm wondering how they're going to top it next year, to be honest.
What are you looking forward to the most?
For the first thing is going to be in January, and it's dropping the 25th in January, and that's Monster Hunter World for the Xbox. And it's amazing. I've seen trailers for it since they officially released about it and stuff like that, and it's amazing to see what they're going to do with this, because it's a lot different than what I'm used to when I started playing Monster Hunter. I used to play it on the 3DS with me and my friends when we were hanging out in high school and stuff like that. We'd always go hunting monsters and stuff together. And then now there's a lot of things that were in the core, like the main games that were on the 3DS, that they've changed completely. Like it's completely been rebuilt with this new title coming out for Xbox. I don't think it's going to be on PlayStation. I'm not too sure. But I heard also that there was going to be a PC model of it as well. But that remains to be seen.
I haven't seen the trailer for it yet. I haven't seen the trailer for that one yet. But, Monster Hunter, man, if the monster is, like, huge, that, like, is, like, the best part. It just makes me go, oh, because it's so big and stuff.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I've seen video. There was a bonus clip video in one of the previous games where they had a graph that showed how tall each individual monster was compared to a human, and some of them were just gigantic. Like there was one that's like a Leviathan that's almost as big as a battle cruiser, or even bigger than that.
Oh man, so sweet. That's awesome. Ah man.
And one of the main things that they changed is the maps that you hunt the monsters on now are completely open. Like before, how they had it developed in the 3DS games was the map was each individual map was separated by zones, which there was like Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and they were all on the map, and it showed you like what zone that you were in. But now it's all one thing, and they took out all the loading times between the zones, and so it's just a giant map that you're playing on.
It's open world now? It's
open world.
Wow. Okay.
So instead of like before, how you had different zones and you would track down the monster and you fight it in that one zone, and then later on it would run to another zone, you go through a short loading screen and load into the other zone. But now it's different. You can't like fight the monster and like if you're really low health, jump out of the zone and go heal to protect yourself from the monster. But now you're stuck in the map with the monster, and it will chase you down throughout the map.
Wow. But it's co-op too, right? So you can have somebody helping you out. Yeah. I'm noticing that in 2018 there's more games for co-op. I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's been a lot of increase in multiplayer games, but there's been a lot of single player games that have been really taking it to the next level, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm noticing, there's a lot of games out. I think it's called GTFO. I was calling it "Get the Fuck Up" because I think that's what it is, what they meant to say. But it's like a 4-player, first-person shooter, but it's kind of like a strange Left 4 Dead. Have you seen the previews for this one? For GTFO?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. No.
Yeah, it's pretty much you got to have 4 people.
Wow.
It's like,
That's actually
a ton of stuff coming at you, and you got to have 4 people, and everybody's got their job. So,
That's actually really funny you said that, because in Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter Universe, in the recent games, including Monster Hunter World, they had a 4-player co-op and multiplayer where you and 3 other people could join a hunting squad, and then you would go out and each person actually play the role. Me, whenever I was playing with my friends, I always play the role of a blade master, which is a guy who uses swords and stuff like that, who's fighting the monster up close and personal. But I was also a trapper. That was my subclass. I carried the traps, the tranquilizers, and all kinds of stuff to take down the monster. And then there was one other guy who was in our team that was a blade master, and he focused on planting bombs and stuff. And then we had a gunner, which was off to the side away from the monster, who was shooting the bombs and doing damage to the monster as well. Cool. And then there's also a support unit as well, because one of the melee weapons known as the battle horn is actually a support weapon, because when you press certain combinations, you'll play music, and that music will give the party members buffs and healing.
Oh, nice. Man, anytime I play one of those type of games, like whenever I'm ready to play, it just feels like my friends, the people that I would like to play with, are never online, right? And I always end up with some group with people that do not want to do their job.
Yeah, it's
like you got a healer, but they don't heal, or so, if you're playing with a bunch of strangers, you ever come across that? Like if you're playing with a group of strangers and nobody knows what the heck they're doing and you get mad?
I've noticed that when trying to play with randoms in like Destiny 2 raids or anything like that, anything that's immensely complicated and having to be completely strategic, it's not possible with randoms. You have to have a full team that knows what they're doing. Yeah, you gotta have trustworthy friends that know what they're supposed to do. Yeah, but I always end up in a situation like that where I'm like, dang, man, come on, I'm almost dead. Can't you just heal me a little? Just a little. Yeah. But me growing up, I played a lot of those RPGs and stuff like that, and how understand the whole purpose of a party working together, how you have healers, you have people that focus on damage, then you have someone that's fast, and there's somebody else that uses like magic or something like that. Yeah. Or some kind of down buffs to down buff the monster or something, whatever you're fighting. I used to play WoW. I used to be addicted to WoW, right? And I played WoW a lot. Yeah, when you're playing WoW, the tank's the tank and the healer's the healer. You kind of know. Yeah. I played a knight or some. I can't remember what class it was, but the way I built him was he was a tank, and he had abilities where I could give my allies bonus to their defense, and I could also take damage for them as well. Nice. Ah. Hey, you know what else is coming out in 2018? What's that? Bayonetta 3. Yeah. Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3. Are you a Bayonetta fan? I mean, I'm a major Bayonetta fan and stuff like that. I just really couldn't grasp myself around the concept of the second one, because that was whenever Nintendo picked it up. Yeah. Which I don't understand the premise of that, because Nintendo is a family-friendly company that focuses on making family-friendly games like Mario and things of that sort, and why they would pick up Bayonetta of all things, who is the most lewdest person I've seen in the world. Like, seriously. What, besides me? No, I'm just kidding. Well, besides you, yeah. But it's just not something I would see Nintendo pick me up, but yet again, they did, which is weird. I don't think they really paid attention, maybe. I don't know. A chick wearing they might not hair have, for clothes because, yeah, she has her hair is her entire clothing. I don't understand that. How Nintendo, how do you not pick that up? Seriously. They was
was looking at the monies. They was looking at the
I
monies.
guess.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
saw it as a good opportunity because the original owners of the game weren't planning on doing a sequel, so it just kind of dropped as a hat, and then Nintendo decided, hey, we're low on game ideas, so let's pick up somebody else's.
I actually didn't know that. So the original the original creators are no longer a part of the new project?
No, they dropped it. They sold it to Nintendo.
Well, I knew it got sold to Nintendo, but I thought that the people are still. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's new information to me. Well, that's why the sequel was so weird then. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense to me. I got it now. Okay.
Yeah.
What? All right. I'm excited about that game, but that's the kind of game that I would play myself and not do
Speaking of
let's play of it.
sequels,
Yes.
it's an old favorite of mine that I played many years ago, and that is Shenmue. Shenmue is a Japanese game, and they have Shenmue 3 coming out later this year, which is totally awesome.
I've never played
Shenmue is it's a story about this guy who was kind of like in a Japanese clan, like a dojo clan, and this guy shows up trying to steal this Phoenix talisman from I think his name is Ryu, and his father or whatever had the talisman, and so the bad guy kills his father, and so he goes on this like super long quest to find him and track him down. And then Shenmue 2 ended with a cliffhanger, and nobody knows what's going to take place after that. And then they just announced that they were going to do Shenmue 3 later this year, so we'll finally be able to get to that conclusion that we've want for many years, because Shenmue 2 came out on the original Xbox. That's how long ago it was.
Now, is this old
The first
world
one was,
Japan, or is this like New World Yakuza or something? Or are we talking like
I think
Shinobi and stuff?
I think it's old world.
Okay.
Or no, it's New World Yakuza, I think, to be honest.
Yakuza. Yeah. Okay. Like the mafia type?
Yeah, something like that.
Got it. Okay.
They had to get the Phoenix Talisman because the bad guy has the Dragon Talisman, and there's like some legend or something like that involves the two talismans or something.
Okay.
It's a really cool looking game, though. It's not like there are parts where you'll fight people and stuff, and you have like karate, like combo moves that you'll do and stuff like that. But there's also like cinematic action moments where you have to press buttons in quick succession.
The quick time events. Oh yeah.
Quick time events. Yep.
Those always catch me off guard.
The first one came out.
X.
Yeah. The first one came out on Dreamcast, and then the second one was out on the original Xbox, and then Shenmue 3 is supposed to be releasing on either PS4, PC, or Xbox One. I can't remember what exactly it's supposed to release on.
Okay. I know it's kind of hard when you really love a game, but then if it comes out on a different console that you don't have, then it's like really disappointing.
So I actually wrote down a whole bunch of the titles that are coming out this next year, and to be honest, a lot of them are just sequels. Like they're all sequels to series that have been going on for years. Like they have the new God of War coming out, and then there's also Far Cry 5, which Far Cry 5 is supposed to be taking place in America, and then Kingdom Come Deliverance is a sequel to Kingdom Come, and then there's another Dragon Ball Z Fighter game coming out. There's some pirate games like Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones, which are supposed to be pirate games where you can pirate a ship, like pilot your own ship and stuff like that, and try to steal stuff from other ships and stuff like that, which is really cool because I first seen a concept like that for a game like that back in like one of the first Pirates of the Caribbean games on Xbox One, or the original Xbox.
There's an online one called Cloud Pirates. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's cool. There's two types of games that I can't stand. The first one is I love Dragon Ball Z. Don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball Z. But if you watch the anime, or you watch the show, right? The game just copies the show. There's nothing new. It's just like you're rewatching it, but you're playing it. I can't stand games like that. Bleach, same thing. Anything that's like just absolutely copies the anime. I can't stand it. I'm like, well, I just go watch it. I don't want to replay something that I already know what's gonna happen. I already know everything. And the other game I can't stand is anything Dynasty Warriors. I can't stand Dynasty Warriors. Boring as hell. It's just new mobs coming at you. Kill them all. Another mob.
Well, they have a what is it? A Fire Emblem version of that coming out recently.
They got one. They got one for Legend of Zelda. They got one for this. They got one for that. But it's all the same game. Yeah. It's all the same. They even got one for One Piece. But it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's not different. It's just the character's different. It makes me crazy. I can't stand it. I can't stand Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
But there is a game coming out that, okay, do you remember PT? The playable trailer that was supposed to be the trailer for the new Silent Hill game. It was supposed to be Silent Hill 9, I believe. It came out, and it showed Norman Reedus, from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Who played as Daryl?
Yes,
on
that's
The Walking Dead.
Okay. He was going to be the main protagonist, right? And it was Hideo Kojima and Del Toro made that playable trailer. And then they canceled it. They said, no, we're not going to do another Silent Hill. No, it's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, here in 2018, they're coming out with Death Stranding, which has Norman Reedus in it. It's made by Hideo Kojima and Del Toro. And I'm like, oh, wait. Is this, you know, did they piece together their game from PT? But then I looked at the trailer of it. It is weird as hell. Have you seen this mess? There's like fetuses.
Yeah.
And they throw up bugs, and the bugs fly up in the air, and there's like invisible monsters and stuff. And I was like, man, what?
But if you think about it in its own sense, yes, they said that they weren't doing another Silent Hill game. But what if that's just some foreshadowing, saying that, like, okay, so they release a thing like PT, Silent Hill, like a new Silent Hill game and stuff like that. But the reason why Hideo, what was his name? Hideo Kojima? Yeah, Hideo Kojima. The reason why he canceled it at last moment was because of the lore for Silent Hill. He just didn't want to have to take the time to come up with the individual lore for it, because every Silent Hill game that I've played has lore to it.
Oh, like, yeah.
Every single monster you encounter has a purpose for the main character, and it has to do with their background and where they came from and all kinds of different stuff.
I heard it was a fight. I heard that they had a fight with Konami and then ended up canceling the project. And that's why I find it kind of strange that all of a sudden this Death Stranding has popped up. I'm like, wait, and it's got all the same people in it? I was like, I wonder if he recycled a little bit, you know?
He could actually have released a potential Silent Hill game, but under a different title.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering about it because I'm looking at it and it's weird as hell, you know? It's got weird factor.
Yeah.
It's got scary factor, but it's very science fiction. Very sci-fi, you know? But I was kind of like, I wonder if they were like, you know, fuck Konami, we're gonna make this game.
It's like that one Friday the 13th movie, Jason X, whenever Jason goes from being regular Jason to this Terminator looking Jason. So that's kind of what they're going for here, I'm guessing.
That movie cracked me up, man. When he enters the simulator and she's like, I feel like having some premarital sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off
so
at
dumb.
That. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. But it's not as bad as Jason Takes Manhattan when he just punches that dude once and his head falls off.
Yeah. To be honest, I like that one because he actually puts up a good fight against Jason first before he gets his knock blocked off. But it's symbolism though, because like most times in like fighting and stuff like that or boxing, they always say, "Oh, I'm gonna knock your block off," and Jason Voorhees literally knocked his block off.
It definitely did. I thought I was like, what? Oh man. Are you a fan of horror movies? Do you like horror?
Oh yeah, I watch a lot. Every time Halloween comes around, I binge watch Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Cool.
But the thing is, the way I do it is I watch Friday the 13th up to the last movie that they released, which was Freddy vs. Jason. And then what I do is I watch Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and until the very end. And then I finish it off with Freddy vs. Jason.
Nice. I've recently been getting into some old school stuff, you know. I used to watch, you know, when I used to live at my parents', right? A mom would be on the couch and she'd have something really weird on TV and I'd be watching it. It would be like AMC or some off channel, you know. And that's when they play like the weird stuff, like from the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is kind of cool. But they got movies like Nightbreed. Don't know if you've ever seen that. It's like cheesy but cool.
Are you
tired? You sound tired.
I've been busy all day today.
You uploaded so much. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, last night I worked, so I overran everything. I went overboard trying to get all those videos I had. I had all these videos uploaded to the channel, and they were just sitting there waited to be edited and stuff, so that way I can make them public and stuff. So I just was I'm just gonna go ahead and get all this done, because now today I've been working on my montage video for 2017, which I'm gonna try and either get released tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
Nice. Yep.
I've got so much footage to go through though. That's a lot.
Ooh. And you gotta get it done by tomorrow? Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm contemplating on whether I want to do a 30-minute video or an hour-long video, because the hour, there's so much good moments that I had last year or this year. Yeah, I'm already talking about this being last year already. Good grief.
I had the worst 2017. I really did. It was not a good year for me. So
I mean, up till the end, right? Because
no, it was just bad. But it was life bad luck stuff, right?
Okay.
You know, yeah. I joined a temp agency and went to a plastic company, and then that sucked. And then I had to leave that job, and then it was just a bunch of life nastiness that happened over 2017. So I'm really trying to be positive about 2018. I'm really I'm gonna try harder and work harder, and yeah. Trying to feel good.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing too. Thinking about doing is working harder on the channel and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, all the games that are coming out this year looks like they're just sequels to stuff. We got Psychonauts 2, which is actually really interesting, because I played Psychonauts, and that was actually a really, really interesting game. So I'm really looking forward to what they're coming up with for that. We also got Darksiders 3, which I saw a trailer for it. It looks awesome compared to Darksiders 1 and Darksiders 2. We got a new Spider-Man game coming out, which they overdid the mechanics for that game so much.
Oh, really?
There's so much you can do. You can they went through the entire map of the game and put pinpoints on specific spots that you can web up to and just sit up there and stuff. It's ridiculous. They really overdid everything with this one. But I'm hoping they did really well with it.
That's cool.
They got Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out.
Really?
Which looks interesting. Metroid Prime 4, a remake of Final Fantasy 7.
I heard that, but I've been hearing that for years.
Yeah.
They've been
Beyond
remaking Final Fantasy 7 for years, man. They're always we're gonna remake it and it's gonna come out, and then it don't.
No, I don't. And I wonder if that'll be the same case this time.
Man, I hope they actually bring it out this time.
Yeah, they got Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming out. I saw the trailer for that game, and it looks really cool, but it's not following the same main character as the first one was.
Really?
But I don't know. It might actually it might be just like premise that you're not going to see the main character, but maybe she's like on the side somewhere. Because I remember playing that game and stuff, and I played the. I haven't really done a video for it, but I've been wanting to do one.
That's one of those games that I watched somebody's Let's Play of, and
Yeah.
it looked. I mean, it was interesting enough for me to continue watching it, But I never bought it, It wasn't the type of game that I wanted to pick up and play myself, so I just watched somebody else play it.
Let's see what else is coming out. That Metroid Prime 4 looks really interesting. I hope it comes out really well. It's supposed to be on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
That sucks because I don't have a Switch yet. I only got a Wii U.
I quit playing Metroid after that. I don't even know which one it is. Is it number 3? That was really sucky. That it was like made Samus look like a bitch, basically, like a whiny, cryy.
Oh yeah, Metroid: The Other M for the Wii.
There it is. That was a piece of crap.
That one was terrible. I heard that they're going more like they did with the Metroid Primes on like the Game Boy or the GameCube, which I'm really hoping they do.
Yeah, I totally lost interest after I didn't even finish it. I was like, this is terrible. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I only did like half of it, and then I stopped playing it.
I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of people were really disappointed with how they made her character. It was just awful.
Yeah. So, speaking of open worlds, we have State of Decay 2 coming out, which I played State of Decay 1, and that game is awesome. I'm really wondering how they're going to top that with State of Decay 2. Never played that.
What's that about?
State of Decay, it's kind of like The Walking Dead, where you start off in it depends what you do. Like the main storyline was you start off as this black guy or whatever, and he's out camping with his buddy, and then all of a sudden some of the campers start turning into zombies. Ooh. And then you fight off the zombies, you meet with this other person, and then you find a way to get a car and escape the campgrounds, and then you go into the nearest town, where you go into a church and you set up an actual base at the church, and you have to like upgrade stuff. Like you have to get materials and stuff to upgrade the base, like add a medical wing or add a workshop where you can build silencers and pipe bombs and all kinds of stuff.
Cool. Boy, that would suck, wouldn't it? Hey, you want to go camping? Yeah, man. And all of a sudden, everybody turns into zombies. Son of a bitch! Ah! Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I know, right? And so the premise of the game is it takes the whole like zombie survival thing where you have to go and collect resources from different places. So you have to go and find caches of food and medicine and guns or ammo and then fuel and different stuff like that. Like they take the whole zombie concept and having to find specific resources, and you have to go out and find those caches to bring them back to the base to improve the base and to keep everyone afloat.
So you're scavenging and it's a survival game basically. Yeah, okay.
And then, of course, the main campaign has a plot line where you're trying to get out of the place that you're in or try to get escape. And while doing that, you're also trying to keep everything afloat in your main base by protecting it from zombie hordes and keeping everyone's morale up. Because if somebody dies, like if you lose one of the characters and they die, there's a lot of backlash from it. Like if they die, some of your other characters will go into depression, and you have to like try to inspire them to come back from it. And I've had a couple instances where I had one character die. One of them ended up in depression, and I didn't pay attention to that, and that character ended up killing itself.
Wow, man, that sounds really involved. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, and I'm guessing you've got to find survivors
really
too, right? You're finding other survivors.
Yeah, you'll find other survivors, and the thing is, you have to focus on the morale of your there's a morale bar that you have to keep filled, and if you don't, it could people will riot, and the whole people that you're with, they'll go crazy and they'll start shooting each other.
Damn, So wait, okay, you gotta scavenge things. You gotta protect everybody. You gotta fight the horde. You gotta keep them happy. You gotta find more survivors. Yeah. Dang! That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like the type of game that you would be eating your dinner in front, in front of the game.
And you actually
so involved.
Yeah. And you also have to expand as well, because like if you have too many survivors in one of the bases, you will have too many people, and then you'll run out of food really quickly. So you have to like expand. So like you'll go from like the church that you start off with, which is your first home base, and you have to drive out to another town and find a base that's even bigger to set up shop in.
Wow. Okay.
But they have another a DLC feature for that, which was something released after the campaign from the main game, State of Decay, where I think it was called Lifeline, or not Lifeline, but
you need a lifeline. Damn, you need some help.
I think it was called Breakdown, where you just randomly start off as a random character, and you have to, like it's really like the campaign, but without having to go through the boring intro every time. You literally just start off as a survivor, and you have to find people to live with, and then you just survive and then move on to the next area, which the next area has even tougher zombies. And there's like, of course, like the original zombies, and there's also like the mutated ones. Like there's the big brute one that's like a giant fatso dude, and he like will throw you around, and if he grabs a hold of you, he will literally rip your character in half, like literally.
Do they have that mechanic on there where like at night they're stronger?
Yeah, they are really strong at night.
Yeah, I'm noticing that in zombie games that seems to be a trend for a mechanic, that during the day they aren't that hard to kill, but then when night comes you gotta find shelter because they're really strong.
Yeah, I noticed that and like what is it called?
Dying Light.
Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising has it too, yeah. But Dying Light also has it. A bunch of them does, yeah. Yeah. I love Dead Rising, man. That game is so fun. Oh my gosh, I have a ball playing that game. I think it's funny. Making all them different weapons and stuff, and you got like a pole with a chainsaw on each end.
Yeah.
There's some funny
Craft
stuff.
All those different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you got the mask that like spits stuff out the front. It's so funny. It's amusing to me.
Yeah. They have a new Metal Gear game coming out called Metal Gear Survive, which I wonder if they're going with like a Metal Gear Solid but making it a survival game, which sounds really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't play the last Metal Gear game. That's another one that I watched. But like the stuff they had in there, like about the languages and whatnot, like if somebody was speaking a certain language and they were infected with a disease, and I thought that was just an amazing like part of the story. Like what a cool concept, what an idea, that if somebody speaks a certain language, if they speak it to you, then you'll become sick and have like this disease. And I'm like, wow, that was really far out. That was weird. Yeah. There's a horror movie there's a horror movie called Pontypool. You ever heard of it?
I think so. I'm not too familiar with it.
They took that idea about sound and speech and saying that it would cause zombies. Another zombie movie, right? But yeah, it's the same concept. Like if anybody hears somebody else talk, and they become the zombie and come to get you.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
E3 is releasing a game called Anthem, which is supposed to be a open world game that's like they're trying to compete with Destiny and like Bungie's Destiny and stuff like that. So I don't know. I saw trailers for it. It looks really interesting, but I don't know where they're gonna go with it. So we'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah, Destiny is huge right now. I'm surprised. I'm sure like a lot of companies are gonna try to jump on the Destiny bandwagon.
Yeah, to be honest with me, like Destiny 1 it took a while for it to pick up after it, like they dropped the Taken King and stuff like that, and it got super popular. But Destiny 2 it's just not the same. It's just not the same Destiny 1 that I remember. Like, there's so many things that they did so wrong with it, and a lot of people like lost interest in it. They're starting to fix the problems in the first DLC drop, but to be honest, they could have started off better in D2.
Yeah.
Like, there's still issues I have with it.
Oh man. Well, since everybody's playing it right now, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more content, more, changes, more this, that, I'm sure, because that's like hot right now. So, yeah.
See, the thing is, they're just not focusing on the campaign, which was like a major thing in D1, because there was so much storyline for you to do. Like, there was the first initial storyline for the main game, and then there was also the DLC content, which was like the Dark Below, and then there was also the House of Wolves, and then there was the Taken King, and then there was Rise of Iron. There was plenty of campaign for you to do in the main storyline, but in D2 they just don't have that much of it. Like, they don't have it at all, to be honest. Like, they had the Red War with the Cabal, and that ended very quickly. Everyone had that done at least by like week 2 of its initial drop. And then the DLC, I played the first DLC, the Curse of Osiris, and I literally got it done in 2 hours. Like, that's how fast it was.
Just boom.
Yeah. And I was just like, there's just not enough campaign to it. Like, there's not that much campaign. It's mostly just multiplayer stuff where you do the same strikes over and over again, or you do stuff in the EDZ, or you do stuff in like the open world stuff.
I got a theory about it. I have a theory that, they probably want to put more into the game, but they're trying to ship it out like as quickly as possible. Like, the latest Final Fantasy game, did you know that there was like a whole bunch of other stuff they wanted to actually add to that game, a whole bunch of other side quests and storylines and stuff like that, but they couldn't because they wanted to ship it out. They were like, no, we gotta get it out. We want people to be able to play it now. And I think it's part of the reason why the games are so short, is because they're just like, oh, it's ready, ship it.
Yeah, like, that's my main problem with a lot of the big companies nowadays, is they're too quick to get these games out because they're competing against other companies trying to get their games out, and they're light on cash and stuff like that, with having to support paying all those like developers and artists and all kinds of different stuff. So they have to get that game out as fast as possible. But the problem is the community is suffering because they're sending out really crappy games that are half made, or they have a lot of bugs to them. Like For Honor, for instance, I was a huge fan of For Honor. Like, I was so for it when I saw the trailer of it drop. I was just like all for it to see it like be released and play it and stuff like that. They drop it and it's garbage. Like,
they think they can save it with downloadable content is what it is. It's because since DLCs are so, a thing now, right? They think, well, we'll ship the game now, and then we'll just release some downloadable content later. Or
they'll update it later.
Yeah, but I don't know. If I play something, right, and like 3 months later I'm playing something else, and some downloadable content comes for that other game, I'm not gonna like rush over to play it. I'm just not, because I'm into something else, or my focus is on the new game that I'm playing, So
they need to start sending out games as early access than a full game.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed this a couple times too, because like Destiny 2, for example, in the first DLC drop, they fixed a lot of issues that people have been having with it and stuff like that. And there was also For Honor, they fixed a lot of their issues, but there's still, of course, different issues that people are always having with like networking and stuff, because Ubisoft is not the best at their networking. I will say that. That's for sure.
I agree.
They are an amazing otherwise, but their networking is terrible and least.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Totally, 100%.
And so, but besides that, like, they're just rushing games out and they're not being done well enough, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, I played the first Evil Within, right? And I absolutely loved it. I really loved it. I really did. I haven't played the second one yet, but I loved the first one, right? And, like, it was forever later, and some downloadable content came out, okay? But I was like, I was done at that point. I was playing something else. So I watched Markiplier's playthrough of the downloadable content instead of getting it myself.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like the same experience, you know? Like, just finish the game and then ship it out. Just finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see what else was there. Like games that have like early access, like take Subnautica for instance. Subnautica was an early access game, and a lot of people enjoyed playing it in the beginning, and then later on down the road they added so much more to it, and it's so much more fun now to play it and stuff. There's so much more that they've added to it, so I've had to like restart the game over and over again and start with a new game every time because there's always new stuff to come out with. But that's the thing. It keeps me coming back. Like, that's the thing. It keeps having me come back to play it again because of that early access stick. Because there's always new stuff that they add, so it changes the game completely. So it makes me want to come back and play it all over again.
See, that's good. See, that's what you want, you know?
Yeah.
That's definitely what you want, for sure.
They've also got, what else is... There's something else I was going to say.
When the heck is Scorn coming out? Do you know Scorn? Scorn is
I have no idea.
It's a really... It's like a Clive Barker's wet dream. Everything is made out of body parts. The gun is like some sort of bony monster that you're using to shoot things with. Everything is alien. Everything is like really, really creepy, right? And the alpha demo came out just recently. The demo is a demo, but it's alpha. But the main game, I think, is supposed to be released in 2018. I'm not sure.
The only game like that I know of that's coming out this next year is Agony.
I haven't heard of that one. The one I'm talking about is Scorn. I know it's called Scorn or something like that. Agony, what's that? I'm intrigued.
Hang on, I'm gonna look that up real quick and I can't remember what it was, but it's something where you're like inside like hell or something like that, but I can't remember.
I'm already interested.
Description. Where is it? There it is. Agony is an up-and-coming survival horror video game developed by Madmind Studio and published by Playway. Players begin their journey as a tormented soul within the depths of hell without any memories of their past. The special ability to control people on their path and even possess simple-minded demons gives the player the necessary measures to survive in the extreme conditions they are in.
Ooh. That sounds like it's up my alley.
It's a first-person perspective game.
Okay. Does it look like gory?
I think I remember seeing... Yeah, it's like extremely gory. Like the entire, like the walls are made of body parts. Everything's made out of body parts. That's what Scorn is like
too. Everything's made out of like people parts and intestines. And...
But like, I think I remember seeing a video for Agony that PewDiePie played, like a demo for it.
Yeah, well, knowing PewDiePie, he probably got super early access, you know?
Yeah, knowing him, he always gets early access for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so it's probably not available to the public yet, but, you know, Pewds gets to play it because he's Pewds.
Yeah, because I think when he played it, he had to censor a lot of stuff because in like the first part you get attacked by like a succubus demon and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know about putting succubuses in games.
Yeah, I wonder, considering.
Just makes it more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he did play Agony.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Sounds fantastic. I can't wait to play it.
I think this is Agony.
Sounds good to me. Shoot.
he always he never posts what the game is on here. Yeah. I'm using one of his links to find the game real quick.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. I like the creepy.
Yeah, it is Agony. Yeah,
Okay.
It was Agony. But yeah, he like gets attacked by this like a succubus demon or whatever, and it's like boobs are hanging out and stuff like that. So you have to. So a lot of YouTubers are gonna have to censor a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's really unfortunate about YouTube becoming so family friendly. You know, we used to, you know, back in the day, man, you could say what you wanted to say and do what you wanted to do, and your video would still show up in everybody's search bar. And now, with
but the thing is, they're cracking down on a lot of stuff that's been going around. Like, there's been people taking people's videos and posting them on their own channels to get like views from like all the famous people. They like repost their videos so they can get money from it. And then there's also been an increase of these one channels where it looks like a super cutesy channel for like kids stuff, and then they go to watch it and it's not that at all. Like, it's all explicit stuff.
Elsagate. They're calling it Elsagate. Yeah, they're trying to crack down on those videos. But for like the average YouTuber, if you say shit, like right now I've said shit, okay? Now the algorithm is going to find the word shit in what I've said and mark this video with a number, like a 2 or a 1 or something, right? And then it won't show up as, you know, when somebody's searching, it'll be underneath all the family-friendly shit. It's going to come up.
Yeah.
You know, which I just feel, I don't know, like, if you're a parent, it's your responsibility to check what your kids are watching. You know, you should be responsible for, you know, making sure that your kids watching what they should be watching and what they're not supposed to be watching, you know. And I don't think all of us should suffer because people can't watch your kids, you know. It's terrible.
Yeah, so I just don't understand why people would do stuff like that, and then everyone else suffers for it.
Yeah, man.
To be honest, like I'm under the radar right now until I get up to like 10,000 views. So, but to be honest, I'd rather not be there.
Oh man, that sucks. I'm not at 10,000 myself. I mean, we're in the same boat, you and I. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of like I want to grow, I do, but I want to be me. I don't want to be fake show.
Yeah.
I don't want to be you know, I don't want to censor myself, and I want to say what I want to say, you know, and it's just a shame that if I'm not family friendly, then I can't do ads, I can't do this, I can't do that. If you're not family friendly anymore, it's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah. And like that's my thing is like now I can't make like even the slightest chance I make like the slightest amount of money from the YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's just completely gone now until I get to 10,000 views. So I've had to like turn to Patreon, try and make some kind of money, which I don't get at all.
Yeah, I just recently made a Patreon myself, but I haven't actually put it up yet.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I'm afraid that all of us, you know, everybody that I've talked to has gone to Patreon.
Everyone's gotten Patreons.
Yeah.
Every YouTuber out there has got a Patreon now.
But the problem with Patreon is this. They only do monthly or by project. It's not like they give people the option to just donate once or support you once.
Yeah.
You know,
see, that's why I have my Muxy attached to my YouTube channel, so that way people will go on there and they can just select that and then just donate.
Yeah.
But not like I get anything from it anyway. So.
But like when I think about, you know, monthly, I'm like, damn, I might get a T-shirt, but I have to pay $15 every month. Wait a minute, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel right to me. Why is it monthly or by project? Because if you, let's say somebody did by project, then if you put out like 8 videos, then that person has to pay $5 or whatever 8 times, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, I I would cancel that shit so fast. Like, wow.
See, that's why I offer different stuff compared to like I offer different things for different amounts. Like people who like these are like my rewards that I have on my Patreon. Like for $1 a month, they can see all the exclusive stuff that I have on my Patreon, which is going to be like next year I'm going to start doing like how-to RPG videos where you can I show how to build specific characters in RPG games like Skyrim or something like that and show them how to build those characters.
That's cool. Everybody likes tutorials, you know.
And so I'm going to do those and have those on my Patreon that only people who are my patrons can see those, and then people who like donate $20 or whatever, they can decide what games I go play. Like I have a list on there for the people on there their roles are known as guides on my Patreon. And so if they choose that, there's like every now and then I'll post a list of what current games I have like on the back burner to play videos for and stuff.
Nice.
And I just put those lists on there, and then they make the decision on what I play and what I play next. And then I just go down the list on like which ones are marked the highest. Like if this one's marked 75%, I'll do this first, then the 50%, and then so on and so forth.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I got about 7 tiers right now. They all kind of vary. But, yeah, you know, it was really hard for me to, you know, I sat there for a really long time trying to figure out what the rewards would be for each one. But, you know.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Oh, my goodness. I have a t-shirt press. I have a t-shirt press. I actually make my own t-shirts, you know. So,
for... Like, Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you know, so, like, giving out t-shirts and stuff is not hard for me because I can make them myself, you know. So that was like a bonus. I was like, yay!
Yeah.
You know, at least I got that, you know, because my butt's poor, right? So like when somebody orders something, I have to ship it. So you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that there's also another one on there that I have that's called Messenger, which is another role that I have on there. And the messengers or whatever are people who can, they don't get to decide like what games I play, like the guides do. But I think it's like $15 for that. And for the messengers, they get to decide. They can send me questions for my occasional Q&As that I will post on the Patreon as well.
Okay, cool. Anytime, it seems like nobody likes Q&As anymore. I don't know. It seemed like everybody would. I'd see it on Twitter all the time. You guys got questions for me? Send me some questions, and then nobody would respond.
Yeah, like they don't.
Yeah.
See, that's like my thing too. Like whenever I make videos and stuff like that, I always say make sure to leave a comment and stuff like that on what kind of games you want to see me play or something like that. But nobody ever comments.
I don't know. I don't think I can do a Q&A or something like that until like I get more subscribers because nobody seems to want to know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, well.
Yeah, but for it's something we'll just have to work through and stuff like that. Everyone's gonna have to do it, and hopefully it turns out for the best for both sides.
Yeah. I'm feeling very positive. I am. And it's been actually a long time since I've been this positive, you know, because I've been kind of down and out, and then I started to get lazy because I was down and out, you know. So now that I have a positive attitude, I feel like making videos. I feel like playing games. I feel good. So I'm feeling good right now. I'm hoping things will be better.
To be honest, I was thinking about doing this as well because I think there's like a YouTube partnership system that you can do as well, where you can become partners with YouTube if you upload regularly and stuff like that. But I've seen that for like Twitch or for Mixer, but I haven't seen anything for YouTube yet, if I remember correctly.
No, I don't know anything about that.
But yeah, there's some really cool looking games coming out this later year, but these are just the ones that they have listed on Game Radar for right now. There might be newer ones that come out or off-brand ones that we may see as well.
I know there's Witchfire. Is
Yeah.
I've seen previews for that. I don't know who makes it or anything, but it looks like, you know, fantasy magic. It looked really cool, like, but it looked different.
Yeah.
So I was interested in that one. And
what is it? Emily Wants to Play 2 is coming out as well.
Really?
Because they released a demo for it.
No way. That's
Yep.
another one of those that I've watched the Let's Play of, so I can't play it on my channel because I've seen it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
To be honest, I might just play it. Like, I've seen it too, but I might play it myself because of the jump scares. I think it's something that my viewers might enjoy.
Yeah. Have you seen Sarah is Missing?
I've seen it, but I haven't really seen it all the way through. I've seen part of it.
You should check that out. You should play that on your channel. You really should. It's
I'll have
very
to look into that.
different. It's like you find a phone, okay? You find somebody's smartphone, okay?
Yeah.
And the whole game is trying to figure out what happened to the person by using their phone. Like you're looking through their pictures and you're reading their text.
Yeah, and she was like kidnapped or something like that from like a cultist group or something.
You do know about it. Yeah, it's really wild. It's really different. Yeah. It's definitely outside the box thinking, you know, and I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. Very cool.
What else? There was something else that was supposed to be released this year. Oh no, it's not that. Yeah, recently I started playing a game called D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die, and it's ridiculously hilarious. Like, it's so weird and kooky. It's like I'm watching one of those like animes of like them just getting in random kooky stuff. But the thing is, it's got a really interesting plot line to it, and I enjoy it. Like, it's supposed to be for the Kinect, like for the Xbox Kinect. But I'm playing it with a controller because I don't have a Kinect, so I'm playing it in a different sense. But it's really cool because it's about this guy, Drake White, I think his name is Drake White, and he essentially, his wife was murdered by some guy named D. Like his name starts with the letter D. And so he's trying to track down this guy, but the thing is, when the incident went down that his wife was killed, he was injured in the process and has this like some kind of like shrapnel or something in the side of his head. And so now he has the ability to go, like, if he has a memento, which is like an object from an event, he can go back to that event and manipulate it. And like find out clues as to what led up to his wife being killed.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's really cool. It's like murder mystery type. Yeah, I like it.
Exactly. But it's really funny though because there's so many kooky characters. Like one of them is what was it? I think it was what's her name? I think it was like Deborah or Amber or something like that. And she's this blonde girl who lives with them, but she acts like a cat. Like she legitimately acts like a cat. Like the part where she's introduced, she comes running in with a rat in her mouth and like attacks me.
Okay.
And it's so weird. And so, or attacks the main character, but like she didn't like attack him, but she was like pulling around or something like that. But the thing is, when you go to the past, she shows up there and she has like a little store that has like, she sells you items and stuff like that if you get points from like interacting with objects in the environment around you. And she turns into a cat when you go back into the past. So it's really weird. Like there's something going on with that person as well.
That sounds interesting.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a game coming out called Dreams. Made me think of it because Dream was in the name of, you know.
Yeah.
I can't tell what the heck it is. I can't figure out the trailer. It's like, okay, it's a first-person shooter. No, wait, it's a platformer. No, wait, it's this. No, wait, it's that. And it's like, like 10 different games in one.
Yeah.
It's called Dreams. You look into it. It's like too confusing. I don't know if I want to play it or not.
Yeah.
Very, very bizarre. Well, Runeheart, we are coming up on an hour. So,
Okay.
yep. But I'd like to thank you very much for being on the podcast. It's been fantastic, and this conversation has been awesome.
No problem. I enjoyed the conversation, and I enjoyed being on the podcast.
Fantastic. Guys, please go check out RPG Runeheart. I'm going to put the tag up in the video, and please check the description below. He's awesome. He's a fantastic gamer. You guys like games, go check him out. Thank you so much. Okay, bye!
All right, bye.